Good evening to you from the Dell Southampton, the latest port of call in this season's rather confusing road to Wembley. For a senior side, 6 matches is the schedule to win the Cup. Round 3 to the Twin Towers. But for Nottingham Forest, the 6th match comes tonight in round 5. After 2 replays against Crystal Palace in the 3rd round, they were within 2 minutes of dismissal at St James's Park, Newcastle. That was in round 4. And at that moment, the manager's son, Nigel, put Brian Clough's 34th attempt to win the Cup back on the road. Clough Jr. scored again in the replay, but it wasn't until Steve Hodge capped a fine individual performance with the 2nd goal for Forest that the hotel bookings in Southampton could be confirmed. The delay has given the top scorer in the Southampton side, Matthew Le Tissier, the chance to recover from a hamstring injury. But it's also cost the team the services of the man who pulled them through in the last round against Coventry. For Case. Case is free with Wallace pulling away on this side. Case didn't need anybody. Didn't that just roll back the years? Wallace is through the middle here. Hurst couldn't take it. Wallace could. Jimmy Case, scorer and provider in a replay of the last round, but as Southampton supporters will know, not among the players tonight because of suspension. And also missing is Alan Shearer because of a stomach complaint. So in the Southampton lineup, it's Paul Rideout, who wears the number 9 shirt, and in goal, after missing the last 2 matches, is the number 1 choice, Tim Flowers. Nottingham Forest select the team which finally disposed of Newcastle United in their replay, although their supporters will be pleased to see that among the substitutes is Nigel Jemson, who hasn't played since Boxing Day. We have a FIFA man in charge, Joe Worrell of Warrington. The prize for the winners, a visit to Norwich City in round 6. Nottingham Forest in a chain strip, which is all white. Southampton in their usual colours of red and white stripes. Good evening for football. Not too much wind. The pitch looks as though it's got quite a bit of give in it. Start with the usual rush hour around the centre circle. Walker watching it all the way, and it may well go all the way. Not quite. Oh, that's a poor clearance, and not a particularly good shot either. A better one that's tipped over. Barry Horn, who struck it cleanly. Glenn Cockrell rather snatched at his opportunity, but it was a really poor clearance by Brian Laws and very untypical. Wallace is the player just in front of the goalkeeper as the ball comes across. Off Walker, header by Chettle, Horn, and that's another corner of Nigel Clough. Wallace once more, the only Southampton player in the 6-yard area. 10 is McLaughlin on the far edge. Now coming to the near edge. Moore and Ruddock at the back of the box go together, and it's Ruddock! And that's a superb start. Up went Moore, but it was Ruddock behind who won the ball in the air to give Southampton a wonderful start. In the lead after only 2 minutes. Two big men came from the edge of the area. Moore got up first, but Ruddock, as could be clearly seen, came from behind to thunder it home. So once again, Nottingham Forest find themselves a goal down. Well, Trevor, Brooking, the home side couldn't ask for a better start than that.
Well, Nottingham Forest are sometimes vulnerable on crosses. It was a great header from Neil Ruddock. I mean, he is 6 foot and a few inches, so he has dominance in the air. It was about a 6-yard box, and sometimes, you know, goalkeepers come to deal those, but it was a terrific header, and something Forest will have to make sure they don't get pushed back on their 6-yard box, because Southampton are very good at set pieces in those situations.
Here's Crosby. That's a comfortable one for Tim Flowers. Benali, it's another good header. Cockrell, Wallace, Costa to meet him, and meet him well. Timed the break from the line extremely well. Questions against Mark Crossley in the air, but on the deck he's very strong indeed. Came well to claim off the feet. Letizier this time is offside. Good save anyway by the Forest goalkeeper, but the flag was up.
Two classic examples of the Southampton's play. They hit the ball long and it's flicked on, and Rod Wallace from the left first of all got in the first opportunity, and Matt Letizier on the second opportunity. They do join very well. Wallace in particular has got a lot of pace, and Forest must be aware of that, because a second goal so early in the match would have been pretty disastrous for them.
Rod Wallace, scorer of 14 goals during the current season. Brian Clough, we can just see next to Archie Gemmill. He was the only doubt really in the Forest side. He has been struggling against tonsillitis. Parker a little bit fortunate, at least he was determined. Crosby, everything in white to his left. Room now for the cross. Rod Wallace always comes back every time Crosby threatens down this touchline. Parker. Letizier has got right out on the far side. Cockrell coming square, he's looked out, picked out, right out, but the linesman's flag is up on the far side. And what looked a lovely goal is wiped away. Long, long cross, but right out went just too soon, was just ahead of Walker.
Two magnificent passes. That's the second one, Matthew Letizier. Diving header. The linesman's flag was up when it was halfway there, and the first one was the ball out of defence from Alan McLaughlin that left Letizier free. A superb sweeping ball from, what, really two passes from one end to the other.
Chettle. That's the sort of reaction one would expect from the home crowd. Or rising as it cleared the crossbar.
Not much chance from there, I don't think.
Right outs. Taken well by Rod Wallace. Letizier to the right, McLaughlin to the left. It's a run of pace, and there's a fine, fine tackle by Stevie Hodge. Clough. And caught Dodd in 2 miles. Clough, forward for Hodge! Good stop by Flowers. Just got enough of it, but he needed the help from Kevin Moore. Typical run by Hodge, and how well he was found.
Nigel Clough looking up, just perfect weight almost, just stumbled there, Stevie Hodge. He lost half a yard and it just bobbled and Tim Flowers came out and he lost the grip of it, and fortunately for him it ran away, but Nigel Clough was the superb pass.
Two front players of Southampton really lying up on the back line of Forest. Much room for error by the visitors. That's a good challenge. Wallace. Stuart Pearce. It's quite a contest going on there between England's current fullback and a young man of some talent trying to make his way into the side, Matthew Le Tissier. Oh wow. All friends. Hodge couldn't make the challenge. Le Tissier. If he makes Graham Taylor's squad, I don't think he'll be asking to room with either of those two. It's a bit nice they're good friends then. Pearce. Ruddock. Chettle. Cockrell. Handball. The ball was moving, the free kick will have to be taken again. Glenn Cockrell trying to adjust his position as the ball went the other way. He used his arm and found that he was within touching distance of Gerrard. Parker. No width on the left. Oh, nice little layoff by Hodge. Crosby. Wilson. Pearce had to stop to collect. Cockrell, only to Laws. Now a chance for the break. Still Wallace. Two up, right out, and further over is Le Tissier, whose touch let him down. Good piece of play by Rodney Wallace. Typical scampering run, pushing the ball past Chettle. And then he picked out the right one of the two who were forward. And Le Tissier let him down.
Another great crossfield ball, and who would have thought Matthew Le Tissier at that stage would have lost control of it. Good opportunity.
Struck by Chettle and held in nicely by Tim Flowers. He scored 4 times this season. Chettle hit it well with the left. Chettle and Rideout. Rideout won it. McLaughlin. Cockrell.
Another example there of, in that occasion, Glenn Cockrell, but the midfield three of Southampton again picking up the balls as they're trying to be played into midfield, and Forest then have put themselves in a lot of trouble by trying to play the ball out. And at the moment, with just Nigel Clough the only option up front, it does make you wonder whether early in the second half, if they don't get any joy, whether Nigel Jemson, of course, sitting on the bench, could be brought on as the second option alongside Nigel Clough.
I think certainly Trevor Brown-Clough will want the players at the back to pass the ball rather better. Ironic applause for that. Ali, it's an awkward one. by Moore. Dodd. Just too strong. Not by much, and not the best of clearances by Walker. Now Horn. Right out. Cockerell! And Forest were in a real mess then of their own making. Right out, climbed for it well. He got the header backwards, made the defenders turn, and Cockerell couldn't get the strike that he would have wished for.
Super ball towards the far post. Paul Rideout, who I think had an excellent first half and filled in very well for Alan Shearer, and it just had to try and hit it on the up and didn't quite catch it right.
And we're into the last minute, upper half, about which Trevor, Chris Nicholl should be pleased.
Be very pleased and probably a bit disappointed, as you say, to be only one ahead. They've always been first to the ball, look much sharper, very dangerous on the counter-attack once having got one ahead, and had chances to get the second, and really Forest be relieved to be just one down.
Chettle, not the way he intended. Mr. Worrell ends the half, which for 43 minutes was without a goal. But Southampton had the lead as early as the second minute, with Neil Ruddock coming up from the corner to thump the ball home off his forehead. Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 0 at half-time. The half-time cup of tea for the home supporters, I'm sure, will taste very pleasant indeed. A team worth their lead, certainly. And Southampton attacking the goal to the right. No changes in the lineups made by the managers at the half-time interval. It was interesting to see Nigel Jemson doing a few stretching exercises. Right out. Wilson. Clough. Wallace. And the offside verdict given. Very tight. Stuart Pearce. And his first pass of the second half. Not one he'll enjoy. And that was a problem for Forest during the first 45 minutes. Distribution from the back was poor. Clough. Keane couldn't take it, but up comes Laws. Keane forward. The ball was played square and back. Keane made another good run and wasn't seen. Beautifully taken by Parker. Oh, unlucky. First opportunity that he's had. And it was in on the right. Pearce, who played him, beautifully taken. Just wide of the post.
Typical piece of Gary Parker, as I say, naturally right-footed, so he often comes inside on that favourite foot and really just squeezed past that post.
Out of a rather misty sky. On by Rideout, quick run by Wallace. Got there ahead of Walker. Two coming up, Cockerell! Really hurled himself at it, but the quick feet of Rod Wallace got him in front of Walker, and when the cross came in, it was a brave header.
Wallace's pace again, and it's McLaughlin who whips it in, and I think there's Walker trying to hook it away, just takes the eye off Cockrell as he dives in. Anywhere it could have bobbled in, but just over the crossbar.
Walker once more. Horn. Once more. Very nearly a very good ball. Trettle did well because he had to climb from a standing position. Good challenge by Walker. Ball was out. Game very finely poised now. Forest playing better, but there is still a considerable threat from Southampton. A team that has the pace that they have must offer a threat. Now Brian Laws. Clough wanted it early. Laws hasn't played an early ball all night. Pearce. Oof. Referee had a quick look at the linesman. Perfectly fair challenge by both players. The other one was Kevin Moore. And here's Wallace from a good flick on from right out. Wallace. Blocked by Des Walker. Roy Keane. A bit boxed in on that corner. Got to come away from it. Clough. Keane.
Cup tie just stepped up a gear as Forest starting to have to take a chance and push extra men forward, which is leaving a few extra gaps as Southampton try to catch them on the counter-attack, and you just get the feeling that some stage before the match is out we are going to get another goal at one end or the other.
Crosby. Away by Ruddock. Walker. Wallace. Whistle has gone for the free kick against Paul Rideout. Joe Worrell just exchanged glances with the two linesmen, but in spite of the increasing amount of fog, he has still got a clear view of both goals. And it is Southampton who are first to make the substitution, and Matthew Le Tissier hasn't really shown his best form by any manner of means as the player coming off. And in his place is Neil Maddison, working his way back into the first team after a year's problems with a knee injury. With 7 league games. "21-year-old, here's Hodge. Offside. At the moment, Southampton seem to have left Rideout up on his own. Maddison's taken a position out to the left, but is now jogging forward to join him, but in a very wide position. Shettle did well because he was barged a bit. Wilson. Chase for Crosby. Clough and Keane up on the far side, and Hodge. Inside is Parker. Crosby. Good play by Dodd. Now Pearce. Oh, and he hit the bottom of the post. Keane. Hodge. He had a quick look at the linesman on the far side, but his goal is good, and it really all came from that thunderous shot by Pearce that came back off the foot of the post, out to the right, and Steve Hodge gets the equaliser. Now, he was certainly behind his man as the ball is played in, and he steers it into the corner. 81st minute.
35 yards at least. A good touch by Flowers. Roy Keane then hitting a good shot in there. Bernali plays Hodge onside as he turns it in with his right foot, and Stuart Pearce, what a valuable player he is for Nottingham Forest. A wonderful strike from him. Not even a half chance, out of nothing.
And on a night too, Trevor, when I think he'd probably concede, he hasn't had one of his better games.
Well, he hasn't, and Forest haven't really. They've not been at their best, and Southampton will be very frustrated to find themselves having just taken, of course, Matthew Letizia off, 1-1 down, when probably Chris Nicholl was looking just to keep it tight and keep that 1-0 lead.
Goal coming in the 81st minute. Offside flag is up. And the visiting supporters are now making all the noise. And they may be well giving a fair impression of Brian Clough's pass rate. Walker. We've had a minute since the goal. There are 8 left. Laws. Two replays against Crystal Palace, one against Newcastle United. Is it to be another against Southampton? Or can Chris Nicholl's team come back? Challenge hurt Hodge more than it hurt Wallace. Hodge has stayed down.
Bit worrying for Forest because Steve Hodge, quite a hard little player, and he doesn't lie down for nothing.
Chasing across with Wallace. It was at full stretch, but it was the leg that he was standing on seemed to give way as he went in with the challenge. And it's on the inside of the knee, as though Steve Hodge is going to be helped off. He's reluctant to go, which is understandable. For a while, at least, he's going to stay. Both the substitutes of Forest at one stage seem to be stripped for action. A quick look then at Ian Wone, who's a midfield player. Walker. Substitution has been made, and it's Nigel Jimson who's come on to replace Steve Hodge. A curious story, Jimson, who should have come on wearing 12, had forgotten to bring his shirt out of the dressing room, so he had to swap shirts with Ian Wone, which is the reason why Jimson is wearing 14. 4 minutes left, plus a bit of injury time to be allowed, in particular for the knock that Steve Hodge suffered and which has forced his withdrawal. Southampton with 5 in the area. Ruddock was underneath but not on. And Jemson just hits it into the mist. Fog rather worse again. Wallace. No danger for Pearce. Checks where Crossley is. Three minutes left. And the news of Steve Hodge is, as we thought, it's a twisted left knee. But Brian Clough still alive in the cup. Wallace. Pearce takes no chances. He concedes the corner, which lifts the volume at the Dell. And the big men come forward again. Well, they scored in the second minute. They're looking to score another in the 87th. Not with a corner like that. Well hooked by Clough. Anywhere will do from Chettle. Lands at Crosby. Ruddock, he was pulled a bit. Three forward. Wallace! Off the underside of the crossbar! How unlucky can you get? At one end, it comes back off the post and sets up an opportunity for Forest. At the other end, it comes back off the crossbar and Forest escape. Ruddock tried to get there. Pearce beat him to it. Keane with difficulty. And we're into the last minute. Came from the long, long free kick. And it got the nod on, and Wallace was very quick. Instant shot, and off the underside of the crossbar and away. Pearce.
It'll be a very relieved Forest that managed to get them back to home advantage. And they haven't been at their best. They got a goal really out of nothing thanks to Stuart Pearce's magnificent long-range shot. Survived the underside of the crossbar with Rod Wallace. And Southampton and Chris Nicholl will be a bit disappointed that they didn't win the season.
Won by Pearce. Horn. Flap in the way. Jemson. He's given it away. Keane did well then. Referee now looks at his watch. Crowd encouraging Southampton to get on with it. Away by Keane. Another look at the watch. Flowers has to hit it long. Pearce underneath it. Moore. And Mr. Worrell's had another look at his linesman on the near side. He's allowed 3 minutes so far. Madison, forced to go back, trying to get an angle with Dodd. Pearce. Parker. Moore. Chance is still there for Southampton. Walker. On by Rideout. Pearce. Clears with his right foot. Ruddock starts perhaps the last move. Clough. Still more to be allowed. Several looks at the watch. 4 minutes allowed now. Out comes Dodd. On by Horn. Yes, not to be hurried. Referee indicates he'll allow a bit more for that, but he didn't allow very much more. It ends at 1-1. But how close, as Nigel Clough goes to his supporters, how close Forest came to going out once again. The long free kick, the shot from Wallace was instant, but it came down. They were appealing for a goal from behind the goal, but the referee and linesman said no, and Brian Clough has another replay to plan for. Chris, you could say that's something about touching wood, isn't it?
Touching wood. You can never rest with Forest. You know they're going to come back at you. I was very pleased to last as long as we did without conceding a goal. Yeah, and we showed good